It's got a radio pocket
on
on the back.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. It's pretty sweet.
It's on Romex, and Paul will probably comment on
You're
how
gonna-
That's up to code.
Well, I'll just wait until you wear that sheathing out and you go.
Check this out.
Wow.
Yeah, it's got a radio pocket.
Are we getting radios? How many pockets are in the back? Two or three?
Two.
Oh, two's all you need in a speed
Yeah.
suit.
Yeah.
Okay, Reynolds is on here,
But not on there.
but it's not on those.
Do they have bibs that match that kind of a bib? I mean, because
Yeah, it's all blue instead
it's
of the
all
green.
blue, and then look at it doesn't have the crotch seam,
Yes, it does.
does it?
Yeah, they both have crotch seam.
No, I
Where's
don't
the
see
crotch
it. Where's
seam?
the crotch seam? On
It's
that one?
directly in the middle.
Oh, that is there. You can see
Why
it.
is
It's
your
there.
In the crotch.
taint so
right in the
sensitive?
crotch.
Yeah. I've never not
It's
had
actually
a
my
pair of shorts,
psyche.
though, that have
Yeah,
that up
you
close.
feel the seam, even though most of us just
Never
ignore the
not had a pair of
seam.
shorts.
I don't
You're
know
just
if
very
Mike Castelli
sensitive down
does.
there.
Yes, I'm very
I
sensitive.
don't know.
Not enough nerve damage like you old fucks.
Yeah, that's right.
No, it's just from lack of use. Before we begin, sponsor mentions and some of our great supporters. NordVPN, first of all, everybody. Did I start the timer? I started the timer. Want to watch the Zero properly? Can't find a way to make it happen? Well, NordVPN. You're just a few clicks away from letting the internet know you are safely connecting via another IPA. What's on Pat's brain? We address that allows viewing of all the bike races out there. Completely okay to do. Safe to boot. Try out Nord today using our link. In fact, they told me Nord today told me that I had a potential dark web link, even though I haven't been on the dark web. I don't even know if I'm on the dark web. Does anybody know? I mean,
But then what do you do about it? You know?
How do you? I mean,
Do
you
you
have to
just turn
type
up the
something
brightness?
specific in.
Is that how it works? You turn on day mode?
Is everything bad on the dark web?
I assume so.
Do you just like get on every website you go to is like illegal
Yeah,
things?
like EPO.
I always imagine
You
that
could
the
find EPO. I'm
I
trying
was-
to
Oh,
think
that's
of
where you
something.
buy it.
Yeah.
I always imagine that the dark web. It's just like it just looks dark. You know?
Yeah,
Like
It's the upside down.
It's a black web page.
I just imagine it's like when Google Maps goes into a tunnel, and then it goes from the normal Google Maps to the darker Google
So
Maps.
that's it. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just
it goes
night
to
mode.
night mode.
Yeah.
Dark
Google.
Yeah.
Turn left. You're in a tunnel, fucker. Wow, that should sell, Nord.
Yeah.
Untapped maple with pure Vermont maple syrup at its core. You know it's clean, pure energy. Add in natural flavors to enhance the process with a smooth.
Uh-oh.
Somebody want to read this?
Yeah.
For me?
I can just say I used a ton of those at Wenatchee.
Did you?
Yeah. Man, those things go down like candy.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And super fast.
Oh, man. They're
right?
so good.
I agree. Thank you. Untapped maple. I'm gonna back-to-back fueling sponsors with Scratch Labs. We do mention two back-to-back. Why? Because we feel through professional and personal experiences that this is truly the best combo of products to fuel you over any distance. Scratch Labs has the best flavor, variety, and the high carb option. Jackson's a junkie for the high carb option.
If it's anything over 20 miles, I'll probably use the high carb option.
Really, that
Yeah.
short of a distance.
I just know that my body works through stuff too much.
Wow.
So
Okay, Scratch fuels all of us, and we couldn't be happier. So let's go play bikes and hope Pat doesn't fuck up the rest of the show. I think I'm just reading too fast.
Yeah,
I get
too
excited.
excited.
I am excited. I'm giddy.
The whole gang's here.
yeah.
Makes me feel like a little girl.
So creepy.
You took it there.
Feel that in the seam, David?
Start calling the seam. Ow! Right in the seam. Oh.
I guess these pants have a seam.
Yeah.
most do.
Yeah, all pants do.
Yeah.
Underwear.
Bibs don't.
Dude, I swear
Yes,
Mike
they do.
Castelli doesn't.
They
It
don't.
does.
This is the only kid I've ever had that has a crotch seam right up the middle.
That's wild.
No.
I'm going to have to get other shorts before
Yeah.
the show's over. Live from the Rim Break Bar in Spokane, Washington, welcome to the Packfiller Cycling Podcast. The lights are green tonight for a very specific reason, because it's new kit day. So let's get into it. Who's here with us on tonight's prologue question? For you listening in, how would you answer the following? What is the worst movie you have ever seen, and did you watch the entire thing? worst movie you have ever seen. This is taken directly out of my personal life because I am halfway through the worst movie I have ever seen in one of my classrooms.
Wait, you stopped and you're gonna go back to it?
No, we're playing it over multiple class periods because we only have 45 minutes. So I'm suffering over like 2.5 class periods over the shittiest film I have ever seen put on digital.
With multiple periods? Like, are you watching?
No, just one class. One class.
Okay.
Yeah, they got to pick a reward because they did a kick-ass performance. So I let them watch.
It's not like
the movie.
Groundhog's Day where it's like every hour it's resetting. And
Oh
you're
no,
watching it.
no! I had to gouge my eyeballs out with a fucking mechanical pencil by now. First off, he has kept the undefeated team record for 2024 alive with a 400-meter sprint. Mr. Paul Maine, how are you, man?
Doing all right?
We're going to get into details on that one, but that scared the shit out of me.
You thought we were going to get caught?
You did get caught.
That,
We were on your ass when you launched. You were from me to you when you started that sprint.
see, I thought you were... I looked over the wrong shoulder, but
Yeah.
I knew that I could feel the heat, and I had no choice but to go.
I was just like, I wanted to scream at the top of my lungs.
You should have.
Go, Paul, go! I couldn't. It came out more as a.
Yeah.
I was red.
I can't believe anybody... Then they didn't catch us.
No, I think everybody was completely drilled catching you by that point in time.
Yeah.
So it was brutal. So, what's the worst film you've ever seen?
Well, when you said worse, one came to mind, and it was kind of disturbing worse. And yes, I did finish it. Putney Swope.
I have never heard of that movie.
1970s movie. Robert Downey Sr. did it. It is the wackiest, weirdest movie. I don't even know where you can find it, but
Hey, you boys, best keep sweating out there.
it is bizarre.
Sweat the better, boys.
It is so bizarre. I mean, it takes you places where you're, and even Freaks was not, to me, wasn't it? It wasn't disturbing. It's just like, what the hell am I watching?
Really?
Yeah. Putney Swope.
Putney
Swope.
Swope. Are you looking it up, Sam?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember when that is it. So no. I'm
You've
the
seen
movie that
the
I
movie
am.
you're thinking of. Okay, you're only thinking about yourself. That's on
Always.
course. That's par for the course.
Yep.
Next off, we can only wonder. Oh no, he has personally come up with a new Arrivee hashtag of Hit Squad, Mr. Sam Waples.
Thank you.
Hashtag Hit Squad. Hashtag Hit Squad.
So good.
I need a gun sound that just goes like hashtag Hit Squad.
Happy you said you need I'm happy the sound
Make
was
this like
included.
70s, like
Yeah.
Love that.
Hashtag Hit Squad. I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, that should be it.
It's embarrassing to be
Yeah.
hang out with you guys.
Really?
Yeah.
No, it's fun.
Is it what
Put
made,
that in context,
What
please.
made that embarrassing? Was it because I acted like a child, or I acted too old?
I think you act like a dad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
too much dad humor.
Really?
No.
It could never be enough.
Was it? I thought it was a
Hit
sound
Squad
effect.
implies that we're actually really good.
Yeah, I know. And
That's the joke.
That's the point.
That's what makes
yeah.
it funny.
I thought he was
Jesus.
being You can never tell if he's full of it or he's joking. You know, I thought he was being serious. I was like,
So, to finalize all of this, the guy that thought we weren't funny didn't get the joke.
Yeah.
Yes.
yep.
Maybe that's the problem.
Yeah.
All right. I'll
To
find-
quote the one and only Paul Westerberg, he who laughs first didn't get the joke.
That's always me.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Dipshit.
Clearly, you didn't get it.
That's first one.
Sam, talk to me about the worst movie you've ever seen.
Yeah. Puppy for Christmas, I think is what it was called. Okay, so like what
Was
is
it
that?
on the
what-
Hallmark Channel? Was there
No,
a
no,
woman
no.
in
It
a
was
red
on Netflix.
sweater?
It was on Netflix. And in that like, you know, title, whatever, on the front side of the, you know, label, puppies, right?
Sure. Hence the title.
So what do you think that movie would be about?
Puppies.
Goblins.
It was not about puppies. There were 0 dogs in that
Probably
movie.
about love and finding.
It was like a soap opera, Christmas, like family thing. Like people were coming for Christmas and leaving for Christmas and nothing. It was kind of like, it was the worst movie. And the whole time, like, where are the puppies? Like,
I was promised
I'm watching
puppy.
this for the puppies.
Yes. And there the whole time. And then we got to the end, no puppies.
You hung on just for the puppies.
And there was no puppies. Hour and a half.
You
Not
made it
even
through the
one.
whole
Not
thing.
in the
Yeah, I
background.
made it through the
thing.
whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
God, your Christmas spirit must have been crushed.
I know.
It was horrible. Worst movie ever. That instantly came to mind.
Did you just happen to come across it on YouTube?
So
I mean,
it
on
was a group
Netflix?
of friends. This was when we were in college or whatever, and people were like, "Oh yeah, let's watch this terrible Christmas film." You know, like thinking like
Sure.
it'll be some cheesy puppy film.
Yeah.
Zero dogs.
There
wasn't
is,
even an old dog.
There is good bad movies.
Oh, totally.
There is
That's the thing.
intentionally bad movies.
That's
that
what we were
are
looking
good.
for.
For example, Troll 2. Highly recommend the movie Troll 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
Terrible film. Absolutely terrible. And they tried to make it legit.
That's the animated
good.
one, right?
No.
Oh, you're
Real
talking
life
the.
action.
It's in another language, right? You
No.
have to watch it.
No, you're thinking of.
There was Trolls. The
Troll
movie-
3.
There
You're
was,
thinking of
There was the movie
Troll
Troll,
4
and this
had
was a
subtitles.
sequel. There's not a single troll in the movie.
Oh, that's great.
They're goblins. I shit you not. It's the best freaking movie. It's so awesome. I love it. And this is why you're going to be surprised when I say the movie. Next off, we can only wonder what he will do when his bike is lighter than he is, Mr. David Waples. I lifted your mountain bike at the last Wednesday night series.
Yeah,
It weighs more than you do.
it's quite heavy.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm
It's a trail bike.
interested in alternatives.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You rode mine around the infield.
it was like there was nothing there.
It's
Like
like
my-
riding a road bike.
Yeah,
on
like
dirt.
it was like my feet were bouncing around, like the back wheel was bouncing. I was like, it's not
That's
like
because he puts 100 pounds of pressure on his tires.
No, it was like
60.
light. It was like feathery light on the back end. I was like, what? And mine's a hardtail, and mine's
Yeah.
like a freaking riding through pudding. Anyways,
It was
Yeah,
bad.
I know.
Yeah. Speaking of bad,
yeah, bad movie. I feel like I'm getting in trouble because I
your wife loves
dislike.
movies.
You say Top Gun Maverick all into your life.
No, I love that movie.
Thank you.
I really dislike movies that are musicals. It just makes me kind
There's
of like
nothing wrong with that.
Hit Squad. It makes me cringe the whole time. I'm like, why did you just start singing? That's so weird.
Yeah.
Anyways,
He doesn't get any.
Do you
hit
think I
spots
would?
quite.
Did you think I was going to get mad at you?
I
because
thought
direct musicals?
because you guys do the drama thing,
Oh,
like maybe
yeah.
you would be like, no, there's
That's
like,
over for me.
okay,
it's
cool.
a past life.
yeah. Well, anyways, so then
There are some
obviously,
good musical movies.
obviously,
some.
High School Musical came out when I was in high school ish.
That's a good one of them.
And I'm just like, what the? Why are they just singing all the time? Like,
Yeah.
this is so, and dancing in the halls. This is so
Yeah.
awkward.
You know what I really like? Basketball. He likes basketball. 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 It's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. So, anyways, that one, yeah.
No, I agree with you. So, High School Musical was your pick, or
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
one? Okay.
I watched the whole thing.
You did watch the whole thing. I've never seen High School Musical,
Me neither.
and I won't. And my students always like, you haven't seen High School Musical, Mr. Pat. Come on. And I'm like, no, it's not. I'm not the
It's
Democrat.
about your life.
We are still on intros. Next, he is living the day almost as important as his birthday. Today is the day almost as important as your birthday. New Kid Day.
Oh, yes, it is.
Yeah.
You looked at your watch, see what the day was.
Well, I was like, why is it just
Mr. Jackson Bulger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, is it my anniversary?
Yeah,
I know
it's
that
not that.
for the last however many weeks since this order, you have been waiting patiently for this
Yes,
day.
I
And
mentioned earlier today that if anybody didn't like this kit design, that I was going to fight tooth and nail for it. This is what I've wanted this for a while. So I'm in a much
kit.
better mood now.
well, what would ruin that mood? If I hit play on a movie right now, what would ruin that mood?
It's got a crotch seam.
Yeah, that would ruin it.
Yeah, it does.
I have sensitive testicles.
It's just a tip.
Oh wow, that's technically the most sensitive part.
It can go to the right or left unless you got like Peyronie's disease and you really, really, really like riding.
Sure, yeah.
Jackson, what's a movie?
I don't know if it's the worst movie I've ever seen. I was really disappointed. I guess it might be two. In the most recent Doctor Strange movie, I was disappointed in that. And then the Ant-Man was really not good.
Interesting.
This last Ant-Man was poor.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah,
I didn't finish it.
it's because it was not very good.
Yeah,
It
was
just
garbage.
it tried to do too much with not enough time.
Yeah.
And a character that's not I love Paul Rudd, and I think he does the character well.
Is
But
it the Quantum Universe or something?
yeah, Quantumania. I just
Yeah.
think it. I don't know. I just think that it's not a character that's big enough for that big of a storyline.
There we go.
Yeah.
Me, I'm a teacher in May, which means I've got a short temper, so heads up. I'm Pat Bulger, and the worst movie I have ever seen, and I'm seeing right now, is called Sharknado 6. It's about time.
Yeah.
Oh, that's supposed to be bad.
No. I've only seen Sharknado 1, and it was supposed to be bad. It was like, we are intentionally doing a B movie. It's dumb. Sharknado 6
It's crazy that there's 5 before that.
is...
Yeah.
That's wild.
The acting is absolute shit. The script is just statements. Nobody's really talking to anybody. They're just making random statements, and they're traveling through time, stopping Sharknadoes. Which one would you think?
What's a Sharknado?
It's a tornado with sharks,
Sharks.
in
Deadly.
Yeah.
it, and the special effects. I'm like, after 6 movies, you think they'd get a little budget increase.
6?
Absolute shit.
They didn't just
Who
name it
budgeted these other ones?
I
The first
don't-
one, it's kind of like,
I don't know. Apparently, there's a core demographic of people, like the ones who supported GameStop, who are just keeping these movies alive because
Your
it is
class.
absolute shit. It is the worst movie I've ever seen. But, and this is the funny thing, I'm watching it with my high school students, and they don't understand the references that are going in. You've got the main guy who is from Beverly Hills 90210. This is a Paul, and we can Gen X the shit out of this. And at one point, Tori Spelling is in the show, and she looks at him and she goes, "Well, you look familiar. Didn't we go to high school together?" Total Gen X reference. Peter Brady, the guy who plays Peter Brady, plays a character. The guy who plays Doc from Love Boat is in this movie.
Really?
Yeah, it is all references for Gen X, which I'm kind of smiling at through every ounce of rage and tears and frustration that I've ever seen in an hour and a half of my life that feels like 4 days.
did you just
Shit.
like turn it on and walk out?
No, at some points, I think I'm the only one watching it.
They're doing this to torture you.
Yeah, it's a reward for the students. So, and it's getting close to finals. So I'm like, if you got something you can do it. And some of them are looking down at their screens. And I looked over at one point, and I'm going, I'm the only one in hell.
I don't really blame him for doing that.
A Western scene where a guy pulls out a gun and he says, "Go ahead, shark my day."
I love
No,
we
that's-
love a catchphrase though.
That's,
But it's
You
"Go
know
ahead,
what?
make my day," which is Clint Eastwood
Yeah.
from. Oh Jesus!
You know what? It's so bad. I don't want you to talk about it anymore. And I haven't
horrible.
seen it. Just
Okay.
what you've
I'm
said.
off the
You should
portal.
watch the.
So
you should,
freaking stupid.
you should
so
watch all
bad.
the King Kong Godzilla movies.
Oh no.
It's cheesy acting, but if you just like don't really give a shit,
oh.
it's excellent.
This is
I
not
have watched
cheesy
them,
acting.
yeah.
This
Sick
is
as hell.
terrible acting. I mean, it's so bad. Oh my God. Okay, let's shake out of it. Shake it off. Gentlemen, how is your cycling life? I'm going to get to you, Pony Boy, here shortly. But how's everybody doing? Jackson, did you feel like you were a marked man last week?
Yeah, I had somebody. I was going in for this for the final sprint, and the amount of almost overlapping wheels that were going in on me, I was like, "This is wild." And then I was coming in behind the guy who won, and his teammate even said to me, he went, "No, you don't." Like they're making sure that I wasn't on that wheel on the final lap. So I felt a little bit of that attention, but
Okay.
I just couldn't fall asleep. Thought about it for the entire night. Not gonna lie, and got a
Ready
better
for
way.
the next one.
Yep, got a better way of handling it.
That's
Everybody should watch
my
out,
boy.
because this is internalized anger now. So it's really scary.
I'm so proud right now.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
that's genetic.
yeah, it really is though. I had to take a week off because I had stupid saddle sores, and now I'm back on, and
Nice.
it's just I head down back into it, gonna put myself into a hole.
There we go.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know, a week off will do you good.
Yeah, it did well.
Yeah.
Last week was good for
Yeah.
me. So this week now, I started yesterday, and yesterday I rode really hard. And I plan on doing that every other day for the next 2 weeks.
This reminds me that I do technically stock. No, I don't technically. I flat out stock my son on Strava. Anybody? Do you guys like follow anybody to the point where it tells you that person has gone on for a ride?
My wife. I want to be the first to.
No,
well,
I mean when you get back, it's like, bing.
Oh,
Jack's
Like
went for a ride.
email
yeah.
or
No, just a Strava notification.
no.
No.
I have all notifications off.
Do you?
Yeah.
oh.
Wow. Okay.
Strava. Too much.
End
Yeah.
of conversation.
Yeah. All right. Guess I'm the only one. Paul, how long has it been since you took a win? I don't mean that meanly.
See, 70.
Is it 1970 or
Ought.
1980?
He's gonna if he uses the word ought in there
Odd
somewhere.
decade.
No, I'm thinking I
2004.
had a win. God, I don't know. I don't know. Now, in the Tuesday night series, probably a long time. I had more success on weekend races, and so there's one probably I think the Buck Knives crit I won, and when we had so it's probably a decade,
Shit,
probably yeah.
How did it feel? Did it? Would,
It's fine.
Now,
It's
don't belittle. Don't
I'm not
downplay it.
belittling.
Don't
I'm
do.
No, I think I took advantage of the situation. One, I think we're
Isn't
racing
that
against.
what bike racing is? though?
Well, no, this is a little more so because I've been around for a little bit longer, and it was easy for me to make decisions.
yeah.
You went off on a break. I thought that was going to stick because you had Ken.
Yep.
And I thought, this is easy. And I couldn't believe you guys did not gel. I was watching the rotation and it was, I was up front. But I knew that there was like 3 or 4 Badlands guys back and they were blocking. So I started making note what was going on. And after you guys got caught, we're sending one guy out. And the only person I knew that, because I didn't know any of these guys that I raced against except one, it was an old teammate from River City Red.
Yeah.
And I know his style riding. So that was pretty much, I used him to make the bridge to the breakaway that happened.
Yeah.
And then we had a Badlands guy and me, and I knew that you had my back. Badlands had this guy's back, and we had one unattached rider. And it just, we worked together, and except they started getting tired, and I went, this is going to get close. By the last lap, I was rolling the dice. I kept looking through the chicane.
Yeah.
I look back, I'm thinking it's going to get close. And then when we came around the last corner, I stopped looking back, and I thought, I got to go. As soon as it just starts dropping just a little bit, and it started, the speed's dropping, I got to go. I don't care if it's 600 meters, 400.
Yeah, I at the intro I said 400, but it was farther out than that, I would say. Yeah. I looked up because I was just holding on to the person who bridged the gap as a lead out, and I looked up and I went, oh shit, that's Paul.
Mm-hmm.
First off, how great is the short course?
Love it.
Love it.
Way better.
For people who don't understand, this is an auto racing track that we have. But it's not like an oval. I mean, it is a
Twisty turny.
twisty turny. Yeah,
a road course.
Yeah, and they have a cutoff through it, which takes away the most boring sections
Just
of
the
the course.
long straight
Yeah,
drag of
stupidest
it.
part.
Yeah, which is really boring on a bike. And then the second thing that I would like to say is, how great was it having a teammate that didn't want to pull you back in? God, what would that be like?
I love his reaction.
I
Screw you.
did laugh first, but I did get that one.
I'll let David tell that story.
That's pretty good. That is pretty good. You know what? And
It's proper racing, though, Paul. It's proper.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It's funny.
It's cool that you guys are in the bees and like doing stuff. You know, it's not.
Yeah.
Well,
like,
that's what I'm saying. The thing is that, Pat and I have been around for a while, so we know. I mean, it was easy to make calculations.
We didn't
with one
say
person.
anything before
No,
the
no,
race.
no.
We didn't say a single word about racing,
Yeah.
about
No.
the race. Yeah.
No. And, and there was only one person I knew, his racing style, and I guessed right. And after the race, he said to me, and he goes, as soon as I closed that door, I thought, uh-oh, Paul. And I went,
Yeah.
so he knew me.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
By the way, we're not playing. We're not at a playground recording the show. If you hear children screaming in the background, it is completely forced labor.
Yes.
That's good. Got to
No,
get that Packfiller gear out.
Yeah,
you know.
exactly. You
For
know,
my-
somebody's got
They got burned on the iron again.
I want to say for my own personal professional life, this house is close to a park. I
Yes.
just want to make sure that everybody knows that me
I
as a
was gonna
preschool
explain.
teacher is not putting kids
I was
to work.
going to explain that these are our neighbor kids,
Yeah.
and we have the door to the studio open. So
I just want to make that very
No, that's
clear.
cool.
So it feels good. I mean, you know, do you
Yeah.
take it as a? Did you get in the car a little bit? Did a little bit of you get in the car when you were on your way home and just go, yeah, and put on a song that was really good and just like, yeah. Am I the only one that does this?
No.
I'm
not
apparently
really.
the only one that does it.
Yeah.
Not even. You know.
Really?
Not even posting up or anything was on my mind. So, in fact, I finished.
I'm not saying posting up. I'm just saying, you know, giving yourself a little mental pat on the back on the way home.
No, I the thing is, I knew exactly why that happened. I made the right decisions at the right time, and that's that. And the thing is, and this is not to disparage the B group,
Yeah.
but I had not ridden for 2.5 weeks, so I felt like crap even when I was in the break. So I had to measure everything. That's just what experience gives you. But if I was in the A's, I would have got dropped. That's all there is to it. I mean, then it made me think. There's isn't there in between? I wish.
Yeah.
I
it was
would-
less.
And not that I wasn't challenged. I was challenged. I'm not saying that.
But there's also something to be said about it because we started in the B's. The B's used to be, and I think that it still could become that again. The B's used to be very tough.
Yeah.
Right? It used to be a pretty good sized field. It was hard to get out of. I started in the B's, and it was hard. But we had guys like you that had a lot of race experience that just smoked us over, right? And it was like I would be chasing everything down because I'm this young buck, and I'd have you on my wheel, for instance, right? And just being like, yeah, tow me up, bud. You know? So it's good to have, like, those different experiences. Like,
Yeah.
I think that it is appropriate.
We're the old man on the mountain.
Yeah, we are.
Right.
Show
but
me
all-
the way.
Yeah. But,
Oh, I will show you the way.
But like, if we're talking just like fitness wise, it's a very appropriate group. It's just that, yeah, you know what it takes to be in the A's and you've been there. So it's tough to then like race in the B's like we were talking about this weekend. So,
But there, and this is, it's so funny because,
Well, let me clarify that. I
Okay.
still had fun.
good.
It wasn't
Okay.
like, oh well.
King of the dipshits.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. And it still took effort and stuff, But there isn't now. If that happened in the A's, then I'd be patting myself. On the
Would
back.
you really? Okay.
Oh heck yeah!
So you can't let it go yet.
Oh no! And Sam and I had this conversation. You just have. This is on Saturday. We rode together. He did 3-minute intervals,
Yeah.
and I got dropped twice on his wheel. By the
Yeah.
way, so.
But-
And
Oh, yeah,
you
that
just
was hard.
you got to know what you're doing. I mean, you realize at this stage of my life, like people are like, what category are you? It doesn't matter anymore.
yeah.
The two doesn't. I would never be able to hang. Well, we had an example. Last August?
Yeah.
I can't hang in a Cat
Yeah.
1-2 race anymore.
Yeah.
Those days are completely over.
You
Yeah.
gotta find
So.
you gotta find joy in the little things, man.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I love racing. I love making the right decisions, and
5
that's
to 1
what it
on
was.
5 to 1 on Thursday. I've been cranking fucking Foo Fighters on the way home.
From
Look at me,
somebody-
man. I'm
somebody
the
who was-
king of the world. Sticking my head out my own sunroof. Sorry, Jack.
No, you're fine. You're fine. From somebody who was sitting on the side, it was good to see. I loved watching you. I loved watching you guys race and just like being able to have that kind of like I talk about that telepathic feeling between the two of you, where like when one goes, the other one just blocks. It was fun. You guys, I could tell,
I enjoyed it.
worked well.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks for ruining it for me, Paul.
I didn't. I
You're just downplaying it
No.
now. You're just like, I guess I'm just mid-pack Joe Average. Son of a
no, because you had
bitch.
team duties. You could have done the same thing, and you would have had your break on. But it was my turn.
I don't
See,
know if
that's
I'd
how we
beat
look
those
at it.
guys though in a sprint. I don't know. Yeah,
No, I'm not going to lead you out if you're not going to be able to beat those two
Oh,
guys. There's no way.
Sam, we need a recap, even though it's 2 weeks old. How are things feeling after the big weekend at Tour de Bloom? Which is like you are now an internet movie star. Jackson found you
Yeah.
on like a YouTube video that has probably more hits than
Yeah.
other shows.
Yeah, a YouTube video of me getting my ass handed to me
Didn't see it. All we saw was just you
in
it.
the pack.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
And then the crash was not
yeah,
ideal.
yeah, the crash was not ideal. Was he in that?
He was right in front of it.
Yeah, that's
How do you feel after all that?
Yeah, I feel good. Like that's what I'll do a quick jump forward. Like we were saying Thursday night this last week, I was like, oh yeah, hero power, right? Because you go to these big events and you just get your teeth knocked in, and I don't really care where you are in them. I think it always happens. Like that's such a high level. You got such strong people coming to this that everybody is just going hard, and so then you come back to the local stuff, and it's like, oh yeah, there's fitness in the legs now.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you feel at the weekend? Did you feel prepared?
Yeah, I think I was talking to Paul about this. I think that I've lost my edge of willingness to sacrifice my body, like taking lines and doing stuff. I felt general fitness wise easy in the 2-3s that I ended up in. The 1-2s would have been a pretty hard stretch. I probably would have been dropped every day.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't go much faster than us on the final day. I don't think they did go faster than us on the final day, but still, it's one of those things where those guys are so freaking fast. And I don't know, I think the level is higher. Like, I really, even when we were racing, I think it's higher. Like, it is. And granted, it could have just been that Wenatchee's bigger because the Tour de Bloom put on a hell of a race.
Yeah.
That was huge. It was so cool. I mean, the 2-3 field was proper, except for the fact that, as I was talking to Paul about, it seemed like there was a lot of lower category people that got into bikes in COVID, didn't have a lot of race experience, have a lot of Zwift power, and don't know what to do with it. So that was scary. It was kind of like being in the lower categories again. It was like, ooh, you guys don't know how to handle a bike.
Really? Yeah.
Because, I mean, like, when I was off the back of the crit, then I just started steamrolling it, right? Just swooping around all of it. But it was one of those things that in the pro crit, like, there was no time of lull. You're just swooping everything because it's strung out the whole time going 30 miles an hour.
No shit.
Yeah.
Really?
1 to 2
Single.
wide.
Yeah.
Yeah, single wide the whole time. And like in ours, it's like it balloons up, and then it, like everybody brake checks going into the corners. So it's a different experience. But I think that my summary of it would be, I don't need any more of that going and doing racing on my own. That wasn't fun. I was hoping it'd be more like, oh gosh, Montana like relit something last year for me. I'm like, oh man, that's what I want. And then I got there and I'm like, well, it's not really fun when you don't have teammates here.
Yeah.
So, unless like people are going to go out to it, I probably wouldn't do that again. But yeah, David and I were drinking a lot of beer.
And the beer
After the crit.
After the crit, and we were like, this is awesome.
It was a really cool
You had a race the next day.
And then I raced the next day, and the next day I woke up so hungover, and I was like, I have to race. And David was in a bad way. We show up to the race, 75 miles. Yeah. 75 miles. The first 20 miles of that, we averaged
so
30
proud of
miles
yourself.
an hour.
How many do you have, fucker?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's wild. 30 miles an hour for the first hour.
Oh
For
my
the
God.
first 20 miles.
Their race was
Wow.
fast.
Yeah, the whole 75 miles we averaged 25, and that's rolling hills and everything.
And get this, he didn't get any feeds.
Wow.
Oh shit.
Too bad you didn't have somebody in the feed zone for you.
Yeah.
Or too bad you didn't have somebody on the right side of the feed zone for you.
Kind of a
Yeah.
seam-induced asshole would miss your feet.
And then pull me in on the weekday race. Yeah.
Wow.
My brother, that's the one.
Oh.
But yeah, no, it was a good experience overall. Like fun to get some speed in the legs, and hopefully that carries me for the rest of the season.
Is there motivation for more?
Yeah, I'm excited for RC3. I do think I've spoken with a lot of people from that race. Even they were all coming over for this, so I think it'll be a good size, hopefully, race.
Jackson just gave a scowl.
That sucks.
Yeah, it should be some pretty fast people. And so I'm excited for that. And we get to use our TT bikes, and then we got a few gravel races that we still have planned, and we still have some local stuff. So
We gotta all go somewhere.
yeah,
One time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really want to.
Everett.
we should go. Yeah, look for the West Side crits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everett Apex is putting on.
Yeah.
It's an
Is
Omnium.
it 2 days?
Yep.
Yeah, I think there's a Friday one too. There's 3.
Yep.
I think.
It's in
Let's
June,
do
right?
it. Let's do it.
It is also the state championships.
For crits?
Crit state championships. District championships. Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
At
Wait,
Everett?
that one over there is?
Yes.
Ooh.
The Everett Performance Omnium It is called.
Probably
Yes,
1, 2, 3,
They
4, 5s, though, right?
intentionally called it the EPO.
That's good.
I get it.
Yeah,
I like it.
see what they did. Yeah,
Yeah.
little joke there.
Yeah, a little joke there.
You weren't
David's
the
a couple
first one to
steps
laugh.
behind us. Yeah,
No, but he
was
wasn't the first to laugh.
He wasn't the first.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
My
he got
wife
the
said
joke.
potentially like a Portland.
Yeah.
I do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be cool.
Vancouver, I don't think is happening.
Oh,
But
That
anyway,
sucks.
yeah. Let me see. Where am I? I was gonna say, we just answered it. You guys did all that. So let's take a trip to the news-inspired topic here tonight. I asked Jackson intentionally if he was Mark last week as a teaser for this topic. When things are going well, there seems to at times be a bit of anyone but him mentality when things are going well for somebody that comes into play in cycling. The Giro is a perfect example of that within the grumblings of the pro peloton that could be heard, asking Tadej to leave some scraps for the others, so to speak. His desire for racing and winning appears to be waning on the other riders. And in fact, I did see another quote by the one and only Bernard Hinault saying that Tadej is racing like he and Merckx did. He says there are no gifts, and that is the Bernard Hinault way of saying things. So, sure, Tadej's a good guy, but can you blame the other one, the other riders for the anyone but Tadej mental tactics? Come on, we gotta find a way for somebody else to win, to get some credit, to earn a freaking paycheck. So to start off, first, does anybody think Eddie Merckx got the same treatment?
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Yeah. Did he do anything about it?
Nope.
No.
Did Bernard Hinault do anything about it?
Nope.
Peter Sagan got the same treatment.
Yep.
Remember him, David?
Is that the guy with hairy legs?
Yes.
The 3-peat.
The one time.
Repeat. So how do you? How should Tadej take such feedback? Today's stage in the Giro, there was a mountaintop finish, and it appeared to me, and I don't know if any of you guys saw it. I'm sure Paul probably did, and Jackson caught some here before we went on air. It looked to me like UAE was going, okay, we'll let the break go.
Mm-hmm.
We're not gonna
Super soft pedaling.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep things in control, and we're not gonna let the break go. That doesn't look like a Tadej Pogačar type of an effort. How do you think they're taking the feedback? Do you think they were just throwing a gift out, or do you think it was a?
No, I think that
Tactical.
Tadej's got to think about the fact that he's also racing a Grand Tour after this one as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that what he's going to do now is he's got a lead that he will, I guarantee, not lose.
Right.
He's not going to lose what he has right now. And I think probably
When he won the TT, that was
yeah.
Yeah.
Their goal for the first week was probably get a fat gap,
Yeah.
which he has. And then after, you just have to maintain. He doesn't have to really do anything else. He'll win a stage. He'll win probably 2 or 3 more. But I think what Tadej wants to do is he probably wants to win every stage. In fact, I know that his mindset is, you're going to tell me to give you scraps, I'm going to dig the knife even deeper.
really.
And, well, it's sport. In sport, nothing is given. Everything is earned. That's just how it goes. And that sounds, I don't know, cutthroat, but that's how soccer was for me. So, but I think that they're starting to think about the rest of it now. Tadej's going to win the Giro. I think they already know that. And so they're probably just reining it back a little bit. They don't want to kill someone like Rafael Majka because they'll probably try and bring him to the Tour as well. So they have to think about what comes later on in the year.
There's
I agree with him. I think that's his intentions, but I don't think this is part of it's fun for him to win. And I think like on today's stage, we got to keep in consideration it's a day after rest, a rest day. Your body may feel good or may never feel good, so why push it at that point in time? I mean, if you're not feeling good, maybe you didn't feel good, and that's why it looked like he was going easy. Because the second to last climb, his sprinters were still in the group.
Yeah.
In the front pulling.
Yeah.
So, obviously, I don't think journalists or other teams telling him, hey, just throw us a bone here. I don't think that's his deal. And not to be vicious, but he gets paid to win, and that's what feeds his soul.
Mm-hmm.
And it frustrates me when somebody says, you should back off.
Yeah, that's
Then
annoying.
are you really going to really like that victory because, Tadej just chose for you to win?
Yeah.
That's
who
what
wants
G
that?
was talking about in his podcast too. He's like, no, this is racing. Racing is not a
Yeah.
gift.
No.
Like either you win or you don't win. Like it's not a race. Otherwise, if this is just predetermined, it's everybody throws their card
Yeah.
in, and whoever gets it gets it.
Sean Kelly was talking about it on one of the broadcasts, and he goes, people were asking me if I would stop winning,
Yeah.
and I said no.
Mm-hmm.
And damn right, like
Yeah.
I said, you gotta earn it. If you want it, you gotta go for it. But if you're just gonna lay on your back and give up, nobody's gonna give that shit to you.
Yeah.
Isn't that why you race? Right?
Yeah. He repeated it over 30 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Torty.
30 times.
30.
I'm afraid to say this,
Uh-oh.
Are you just getting a joke from
Who's
15 minutes ago?
Pogacar
Yeah.
now?
but I just got it. No, but we had this conversation last year during the Tour of Spain or whatever. Did we ever decide whether or not we felt like?
Sepp Kuss won it.
I know he won it.
Stand by it.
But do you think that somebody else could have won it?
I think Jonas could have won it.
So
think that
I'm
was-
just
Roglic.
saying. I'm just saying.
Roglic
Like,
could not have won it.
Do you think Wout van Aert could have won the classic he gave to
Oh,
Yes.
easy.
Ford?
Yes.
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
E3 or
But
whatever.
they're teammates.
That's
That's a
teammates.
different thing because
Yeah.
this is teammates. So that's the key.
Okay. I just want to
You
make
know.
sure we clarify because
In
we are-
'96 Paris-Roubaix, there was 3,
Mapei.
Mapes
Yeah.
coming in, and that happened later on too. They had to determine who was coming in. It was based off a paycheck.
Yeah.
So
Let's bring this a little more closer to the chest here. Have you ever worked just to ensure someone else lost?
Every Thursday.
I was gonna say
Other than chasing down your own brother?
that's not even what he's getting
No.
at.
Yeah.
Every Thursday?
Uh-huh.
You work to ensure who loses. And you don't have to say the name. Is there
Oh.
anybody in particular?
Yeah, Clint Hastings.
Come on.
But you guys have like a good relationship,
Oh, yeah,
so that's
yeah.
that's tongue in cheek.
Yeah, yeah.
Clint, Clint, if you're listening, you are more than welcome to send an email, and I will read it aloud on the show.
Oh, you guys should have heard me on Thursday. It was a riot.
He doesn't listen.
Yeah, I was. So let me just. So
'cause Sam's
Clint
on
and
the
I
show?
are always, just talking smack to each other. It's just like David and I. And I was out on the front. David, organized everybody to being work.
chasing you down.
Yeah, which I get. It's a Thursday night. The whole point is everybody finishes this cracked. Like
I didn't pay to watch him win.
confident that I would have won that sprint in that group because I won the preem for it very easily. So
Yeah, because everybody races for the preems.
that group, yeah,
Yeah, they do. They really do.
yeah,
Really?
$20.
I want to preem this week, and I was just like going, I'm not racing for it. And then at the last second, I was just like, everybody's soft pedaling, so I just kind of went beep boop boop a
Yeah.
little faster.
But my point is that I then
RC3, my RC3 is $15.
oh man.
Nice.
But yeah, so then he came up and did a little surge, Clint. And I just go around. I'm like, so I'm just asking for a friend. Was that your attack, or is that what I
such
need to
an
look
asshole.
for? And I unclip one foot and start pedaling. I'm like, because I can make this a little more fair for you if you'd like. And he's just sitting there, just stone-cold, just staring me in the eyes. Like,
Does he get the joke that you're
Yeah.
being, or does
Yeah,
he
yeah, yeah. I
truly
think
think
so.
you're
At
the
least we hope.
asshole that we all know?
He thinks so.
oh,
Yeah.
I think he thinks I'm an ass, but I'm
Okay.
sure that he gets the joke.
Just a friendly.
yeah, I mean, he
friendly
teases me
prick.
too.
Paul, have you ever worked to ensure somebody lost?
Oh man. I think as a collective, as a team, we did.
Yeah.
Made sure of that.
Okay.
In a couple of teams that I've been on. Yeah, there's some. Well, like in all sports, there's one person that seems to be just a total jerk. That
Yeah.
we just can't. If anybody but them, that person.
I'm not even saying a jerk. I'm saying somebody so dominant. I mean, how would you tactically handle somebody who is clearly on another level?
So, and that's yeah. Now that you put it that way,
Yeah.
yeah, certainly. There, you got to keep trying. You've got to find the chink in the armor. There is a chink somewhere on everybody, and to me, like Toddy doesn't do well on hot days
Mm-hmm.
and climbs.
And like
So
Clint
that is
doesn't do
just
well
something.
on his bike.
Would somebody say the words hot toddy?
Hot toddy. Hey. Did it.
That was good. Dad
Please
joke.
say it just came from
Dad
the first.
joke.
Please say I'm the first one to ever say that. Hot toddy.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I think you
I
are.
want $1 every time somebody says it.
I
Well,
think there's
we saw an example. I'm sorry, cut you off, but we saw an example of what Jumbo Visma back
Yeah,
in that day,
yeah.
what they did to him in stage 11 2 years ago, and that's what you had to do, and nobody thought it could be done. You just keep trying, and that's the beauty of this sport.
I think on the local front, as long as I've been racing here, there's always been a team that is dominant by numbers more so than talent.
Yeah.
And it's always, no matter who it is at the time, I feel like there's always a group of, misfits that are like, hey, let's make sure they don't win. Whether it's one of us, who cares what team you're on, or like, so-and-so, like, let's just make sure that the dominant team doesn't win.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been around as long as I've been racing locally.
And I will say, we kind of have that now a little bit.
Oh, absolutely.
In what we even kind of like chatted about it at the beginning of the race last week.
Yeah, don't let Clint win.
Well, we never said that. I never said that. But it's
Clint's staring at his phone right now. Fuck you, white balls!
Oh, I'm sure I'll
Yeah.
pay for this, but I welcome it.
Thank you, sir. Oh, you're done?
that was it's all.
Okay. Does it help that the person dominating is a nice guy? If you were in that position, if you were in the peloton, does it help that the person who's winning is like, shit, why is he so nice all the time?
I think yes. Because I would say in my own personal, like all jokes aside, in my own personal life of like experience local racing, right? I would say there are guys that have just kicked my teeth in and are so much better than me, but they are so nice, and I'm just like, dude, like I'll continue talking shit. Like, oh, next time I'm gonna rip your legs off, like I did it to this guy that got fourth in the pro race.
Yeah,
it's like, I'll see you next time.
Yeah.
But then there's other guys that are
So
dicks that I'm like, no, I'm actually going to find. I know. David's just sitting there like,
It's like dropping somebody on a recumbent. The person on the recumbent is like going, wait, I haven't told you how efficient it is.
seriously.
Or like flicking a fly. Okay, Sam.
Yeah.
Hey,
But
what
then
was
there's
that?
guys that are like
Mosquito?
I don't like, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna find a way to beat you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I almost wish, if I'm in that position, I wish the person was a prick. Because then I have more motivation to be like going, I'm going to make sure you don't achieve any happiness.
Yeah. I have
Serious. I'm gonna spread
I
shit
know
about
you're
you online.
serious, which is why.
I'm gonna make sure they're.
You're not gonna like this, but there was a pro who's been just like,
random dolls in your yard.
see this. There was a pro who's been disgraced.
Yeah.
That made fun of, like, because everybody's nicey in
That's
the pros
true.
now.
That's true.
So you might have a little bit of that attitude.
No, I have. I keep that all internal.
You don't vocalize it like
No,
that. I get
no, I have it in. I have it in my soul, hatred and anger.
Yeah.
But
Black.
on the surface,
You're butterflies and rainbows.
I'm the smart-ass podcast host.
Maybe that's the dark web.
It is.
You're
I'm the Dark Pat.
Dark Pat.
Dark Pat. Dark Pat lies in the soul. Don't piss off Dark Pat, or he'll yell at you while he's getting dropped.
How about rivalries? Talk to me about a rivalry you have had, and I'm sure everybody's had some at some extent. Did it benefit or hurt your performances? Now, we don't need to name names, but I can think of one in particular, and he doesn't listen to the show because he's not a cyclist anymore. Richie Farr. I hated the guy's guts. Because he was a prick to me. He was an asshole to me, and Richie can. If Richie ever comes, I've said his name 4 times now, and if he wants to come on the show and say, "Dude, you're right, I was a prick," or if he wants to say, "Well, you were a prick to me first," but he dated my sister, so he's an asshole.
that.
Wow, this is getting
This is
weird.
no, I get it. I
Whoa.
get it. There's some
Blacked
hate.
out there.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah.
Did something.
No, he was
Dark
the
Pat is
kind of guy.
here.
Yeah,
He was the kind of guy who intentionally.
no, he kind of went out of his way to make sure that I never had a good day, you know,
Yeah.
and that's just his style of racing. You know, when we were kids, you know, we're adults now, but I would call it a rivalry. He wouldn't call it a rivalry.
And the
Funny
strange
thing
thing, he was your teammate.
yeah, we were teammates, you know, and there were times when I was, you know, I remember one time in particular where he's in a breakaway with one of the Graywall brothers, and I'm bridging, and he made sure that I didn't have the
He
ability
worked
to
with
bridge. Yeah, he did the lion's share of the work.
Was
to
it
ensure
Rishi
that I
or-
could- Yeah, it was Rishi. Yeah. He's either Rishi or Ranjit. Yeah, but you know, and things like that, and it's just, and it didn't benefit us in that situation.
Either
you know,
of you.
that rivalry. Yeah.
Yeah.
And usually you would think that in some cases, I'm thinking like a Le Mans Dino, you know, that brought both of them to a higher level. Has anybody had that type of a rivalry that either hurt or
On the same team?
no?
Oh.
Just
feel
somebody
like-
you've been like,
I feel like I've had lots of rivalries over the years. I mean, I think constantly Sam and I are at
Which
at
is
odds.
so
Been
funny.
forever.
At
not
odds,
only the
but,
same team.
but it's usually beneficial. That one I think is usually beneficial. The other ones I've had are usually like either somebody I've found out has viewed me as a rival that, to be honest, I never saw as like somebody that was a threat, or there's people that like I just
You're
always
cute.
wanted
You
to
think
be.
we're rivals.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Don't we have to be on the same level for that?
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm actually about to reference Lego Batman because he's just like going, "We're not arch enemies. I don't even think about you."
But one that comes to mind we talked about recently was
a great movie.
Travis Coleman. Oh, fuck. Love the guy. He probably doesn't even know that I spent a whole summer trying to figure out how to beat him in a sprint.
Yeah.
But I actually left that summer, went back to college, was racing in college, and that was like one of my best years as a sprinter. Was because I spent the whole summer trying to beat Travis Coleman. He was so
No one's gonna
powerful.
do that.
He was so powerful.
No one's doing that.
Yeah.
I
So
tried.
It was
you
a true
tried.
benefit, I think, for me. He just was like, "Oh, what's that?
like,
back
huh?
there? What's that noise back there?"
You want me to sign your helmet for you?
Yeah.
Give me
Yeah,
an autograph.
really. Yeah.
Move along, little Sparky.
Yep.
Yeah.
Rub the top of your head.
Yep. You're so cute.
I think that currently I have two that come
Do
to
you?
mind. Yeah, one that I mean we've every single time I've raced with this individual, it's always like me and him
Yeah.
in our specific categories. I respect the hell.
I know
out,
who you're talking
Yeah,
about.
I respect the hell out of how the guy
Yeah.
rides.
Yeah.
and we also have such different strengths
Yeah.
as well. I'm a much better rolling and flat type of rider, and he just when it comes to a climb, I'm not.
And climb like a bat out of hell.
Yeah, crazy. But it's just always the two of us, and we've raced bar to bar for so many occasions. Now I have another one that I have to pay close attention to, and God,
Dethrone.
well, now, no, yeah. I went home and I drew his picture on the wall. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Just darts at it.
yeah, no.
Dad,
But it's
what
just,
do I do?
Yeah,
Put his picture on your mirror and swear at it every
Yeah.
morning.
yeah. But I don't know if it's like rivals.
Your
like-
wife will think you're creepy as fuck.
But I don't know if it's like rivals.
Divorce is worth it.
I like
No,
this
no, no,
dark
you're good, you're
pat. I like the dark pat.
You broke his rhythm.
I did.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry, Jackson.
No, you're good. I don't know if it's rivals necessarily, but it's just more like people that you respect competitively, that you want to be able to be to your best level at every single time.
Yeah.
You recognize that that's like what you need to be better is to like get to their level. It's a growth opportunity. You see them, you're like, if I could beat them, that would be the next step in being better.
Yeah.
And it's helpful to have people like targets.
Oh, yeah.
Like yeah. It fuels you for people that have that type of
Pecking order.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But do you? Yeah, it's so interesting to think about that because it is so easy to think of it in a positive rivalry or a I hate this freaking person
Well,
rivalry.
and that's
you know?
another thing I was going to say too is that like I find that rivalries can be very like mental in a lot of ways, because the ones that I view are not that I'm worse than this individual, but just that like I am equal to them, and I know that each of us can beat the other person in any specific day.
Yeah.
And so like pushing yourself even harder than that just to like on that day be the one who comes first, I think is what is powerful about it. But if you start to view yourself as like the worst, then mentally that can really wear on you.
So you walk away when the other person gets the best of you. You walk away frustrated, but not
defeated.
Yeah, because that's the sport. In a lot of cases,
you're not
it's
slashing
not
tires.
No, and in this sport, a lot of cases, it's not who's stronger. It's just who played it better.
Mm-hmm.
That's to me. That's the fuel of cycling. That's why I like racing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Training rides are great, and I think there's a lot of positive. But I love what you just described. That's what keeps me going.
Yeah,
I like that every year
yeah.
in my life.
Because last week I knew that there was a time when I was like, that was just not where I should have been at that specific time. And then it makes you think about, I need to make a different choice next week, and it gets you excited for making a different choice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Can't wait for the race.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Let's take it to the extreme. Have any of you ever gloated, shown off, crushed the bones of your enemies?
All the time.
If so, how? All the time.
All the time.
Like, but
I tell Clint every day that I rip his legs off.
What is it with you and Clint tonight?
yeah.
Just kidding.
Clint's like, honey, lock the doors. Well, that was Dark Path there. Honey, lock the doors. I don't know Clint's voice, so I can't say it.
Does celebrating at the end of a race count?
No. Well, maybe. I mean, it depends on your own personal gauge.
I mean, if you pass him in the sprint and you post up and flip him the bird right in his face,
That's a little bit, yeah.
That might
that's
be
a little
pushing
bit.
it.
Yeah.
I think if you go up to
but over the line! You got your middle fingers and you're pointing to your jump.
yeah.
At the same time. It's like going, suck it!
Okay.
I think
That's
like
a little over
if
the
you
top.
talk
Sure.
smack at the end of the race,
Then it's
like,
kinda shitty.
That's shitty.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah,
Okay. David, no?
You have, haven't you?
No. No. Absolutely not.
Okay.
I have.
I just feel
You
bad,
have? Paul
you know?
has?
Yeah, it wasn't because I was the winner, but I was on a winning. Again, it was the training series, and we had a missing out, and our team was extremely strong. This is back in '92, and Terry
Missing out. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He was our team leader, and we had everything down pat. And
Hi.
hey,
Yeah.
but I just sit there and we just pick people off. We just like choose. We had a pattern, and I looked at this one guy, and you know him, and he listens to the show. Perry, sorry, but I was an asshole. I just started laughing. I go, "You're next," like that, and he was.
You're dead.
Yeah, but it was just, and it wasn't because of me. It was everybody else. But I just thought, man, we really got this under control. And that wasn't cool. It really
That wasn't cool.
You know how tame
was
that
not.
sounds to the shit Sam spews on a daily basis?
but he's full of shit.
He is.
I
Yeah.
am.
Yeah.
I know.
They were
sitting
actually
next to him.
doing
It
it.
stinks.
Yeah.
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 He was
Yeah,
actually doing it.
I just talk shit to talk shit. It's just
No follow through.
no. That's all I have.
Yeah. Can anybody in this room ever say you've ever hated another cyclist?
No.
Hated. Like, I
For-
would not
you mean-
piss down your throat if your guts were on fire.
You mean for
Wow. That takes hatred to a whole
Wow.
extra
okay,
level.
Dark Pat?
That's
That's the bottom of the barrel for me, man. I only go up from there.
Are you talking about?
I taste the
for-
bowel.
Ah.
Are you talking about for them on for them as a cyclist, or like because there's tons of people that I really don't care for that ride bikes that I've come across in my life, but
I
I
don't need to have a
but it has
with.
nothing to do with them
no,
on a bike. It's
but if
like,
you really don't care for them, you really don't care for them. I mean, I'm not saying whether, if they're in a bike or in a car or in a jar and a
Well,
lar,
there are-
yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Sam.
There are
I
different
am.
versions
Yeah.
of people,
Yeah.
though, when it comes to racing. Because my version of on when I'm racing is super different from when I'm not racing.
Your version of you.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not the same person when I am racing my bike.
You have an inner asshole. I'm so proud.
I mean,
I don't know if it's in her asshole.
yeah, I
do.
There was a guy that just caused a lot of chaos in college, and
Yeah.
he took a lot of people out doing stupid moves. And so, I mean, yeah, there was one day that he crashed in front of me and I literally just picked up my front wheel and was like, yeah, I'm going right over you.
Really?
I'm not even going to bother with trying to go around. And chain rings went into his.
Wow.
Like, yeah.
That's assault with a deadly weapon.
Yeah. And so,
What's statute of
like,
limitations?
but
on
that's
that
as
boy?
bad as it's ever been. And it's more of just like, dude, you've gotten yourself into this mess.
Yeah.
I'm not going down with it. I think you like, even in a race, I'm pretty level headed.
It's it's interesting how there is this switch when the gun goes off, and you hope that switch gets turned off when the finish line is crossed. And rivalries are great. I will say that in my race this week, Kenny Collins and I got into a little, we were in a break for a moment, and I can say Kenny Collins because I respect the guy's strong as shit. Yes, and he's a dentist. He's a good
And he has
dentist.
lots of bikes.
Yeah, he's a good fucking dentist too. But at one point, because I didn't realize he was going for a preem, and hence his incredible acceleration. And then we got the gap, and I was like going, "Come on, man!" He took a really short pull, and I said, "Come on, man, you're stronger than that." And he goes, "Let me catch my fucking breath." And I looked at him and I go, "You think I have any fucking breath?" Or something like that. And it was a little heated moment, and then I realized, oh shit, he was going for a preem, Pat.
Take
Lighten
it from
up.
him.
Yeah, take it.
Jeez.
Make him wish he was never born.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I love Dark Pat.
I have so many other things I could say, but I'm not gonna, because it was a good race and it was fun racing, And but there is that mentality, that almost the essence of racing is everyone in theory your rival.
Except your team or your brother shouldn't be.
Yeah,
Your brother should be. Yeah.
I will say these guys talk so much shit about how they want to race against each other, but the second they turn it on, the second the gun goes off,
Yeah.
it's like you're very good teammates, I will say.
Nah.
Towards the end of the race. In the beginning, I'm like watching all these people. They're about to let this group go. I'm like, you guys, it's 3 minutes in. We paid for the whole race. We're not watching this get away. Come on. There'll be time for more moves. Let's go.
You dick.
Yeah,
But what we talked
so I pulled
about
him back
and what
in.
what we figured out is that he's not just going to pull everybody up. He's going to still make them work.
Yeah,
Oh.
we've got new plans for next.
We got new
Yeah,
plans.
I could be smarter.
Yeah.
Come on, guys, we'll go catch
I'm
my
so
brother.
excited for
Yeah.
this new
Hop
version.
on my wheel.
Who wants you
to
gotta
go
look
play
at
catch
who's
my brother.
you got to look who's in that group with him.
It was
Yeah.
one of everybody.
Was it like somebody you would lose to?
No, he would have won the group. I looked at
Then
everybody.
why would you? I don't understand.
I looked at everybody. I was like,
I'm
you guys,
Sam.
you-
It's like, what the hell? Because then you make
I know,
everybody
everybody's-
else chase, and then you're sitting.
they weren't gonna chase. They were all gonna watch it. I was like, look, guys, Sam wins this group. Are you really gonna let this happen? Come on.
But you
Yes.
wait until
Yes, we
this
are.
is what you do. If you want to
Next time we
suffer,
are.
if you want to suffer, the next time what you do is let Sam get that, and you look, and they got like a minute lead, and you just say, "Screw you guys," and you launch, and you do everything you could do
This is
to
what
come
we
in.
talked about. Yeah.
All right,
This is what we come to.
all right.
Hey, everybody, who's up for another round of Fuck My Brother? Jump on behind me. I'll tow you up there. You'll get all the glory, and I'll go home in shame. Mom will never love me again. Tonight on Fuck My Brother.
That was great. It's true. But I was like, I wasn't upset about it. I did look back and I'm like, yeah, there's David. It's pulling me in.
And the worst part is we didn't get the W out of the deal.
Yeah.
That could have been it.
Yeah.
So I can't help you out on that one.
Well, yeah.
You did. You got the W.
Not in their group.
Yeah. Well.
Whatever.
They suck, not in their group.
Well, now we have a really, really dangerous version of me. So
A really toxic version of me.
I'm just saying that now.
I love that.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. Well, that was interesting. So let's get to the tonight's segments brought to us by our friends at Muck Off. They are having a 20% off sale starting the 24th in honor of Memorial Day, everybody. Use the code MEMORIAL20. That is all one word, MEMORIAL20. to get 20% off your order. Be sure to use the link at packfiller.com to let them know we sent you. Who wants to start? I think we were going to throw David under the bus tonight because, this was an interesting one. Do you know what the topic was? Okay, you saw it, so you're cool.
Yeah.
You can't just recall from your vast, extensive knowledge. Doctors in the house. Ask Dr. David tonight. I wanted to ask you about recovery beverages. There was an article recently released talking about the fact that some of them could even be as far as just a placebo effect. It started, I recall, with people slamming a chocolate milk after a race and things like that.
Sure.
And then, of course, the dairy farmers of America took it on and started enforcing that on us. And then the best news was hearing that beer was potentially a proper solution. But talk to me about recovery beverages and are they legit, and what would be probably the best way to replenish? And don't just say water, because that just makes it.
It's definitely not just water.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
we can agree on that much. It's going to be really controversial. There's going to be people that disagree. Some of the people selling them will probably disagree, but. And honestly, Sam and I will probably disagree. Sam uses a lot more recovery drinks than I do.
Yeah.
But making sure we establish here, we're talking about recovery drinks specific to cycling. So we're talking about after long aerobic exercise, not short, punchy gym workouts.
Yeah.
Because for cyclists, we're talking about more carb heavy replenishments, less protein.
4-to-1 ratio.
Yep, that sort of thing to replenish glycogen stores. More so than
Explain 4-to-1 ratio. Just
Carbs to protein.
Okay.
4 grams of carbohydrate to every 1 gram of protein is somehow panned out to be more beneficial. My personal stance on it, if you're going to exceed that 90 minutes and deplete your glycogen stores, and you plan to ride multiple days in a row, and you need to have your glycogen stores up, and you'll see in the big races, they get off the bike and somebody hands them a protein or something. They're drinking something. The idea there is that you're replenishing it as soon as possible. You're trying to get those carbs in as soon as possible. That does not mean that everybody needs one after every single ride. If you don't plan on riding the next day, you could probably just take an extra 10, 15 minutes and prepare yourself a high carbohydrate meal.
Yeah.
There's nothing about these drinks that's better than what you can obtain naturally through food. It's just the convenience and the ease of being able to get it in immediately. A carbohydrate, whether it's in your drink or your food, is going to be absorbed roughly the same. And so, the important thing if you're doing these back-to-back efforts is getting it in quickly. And if you can't do that reasonably, like say you're at a race and it's a 30-minute drive back to the hotel or whatever, and you're not going to be able to get food for an hour, by all means you should have a recovery drink. And especially if you're racing the next day. But, personally, when I come home, I just start eating. I don't do recovery drinks on a daily basis. Lots of people would disagree with that, but I think that, whatever you can get through natural food is going to be just as good if you can get the right ratios of carbs to protein as what you get from a bag.
And I would agree with entirely, but I would also say, like, for me...
Say it in a medical way. Say you concur.
I concur.
Yes, make sure you concur.
Yeah. I second that notion. But I would say that for me, I do like to have recovery drinks after like a hard ride if I'm going to ride again the next day. So like on Saturday, I did it, right? Because I thought I was going to ride on Sunday.
For sure.
But it's also because it stays off my like hunger. Because like usually you get home and you're like, I need to eat the fridge.
Yeah.
Right? And then you overeat. And so for me...
Wait, what? Sorry.
So for me, it's like if I take that, I can sit still for probably an hour and a half, and then I can like choose what I want to eat and then eat that, right? Be more mindful eating as opposed to and that's once again, it's convenience, because if you have something prepped and ready, you could totally just come home, have that portioned out, eat that. That's fantastic.
And that totally works. That's another reason. Like that's one of the reasons. If you cannot have a meal quickly, you should get carbs in quickly via other means. But I think what you see a lot of people doing is come home, I got to get my recovery drink because I worked out, and then they're drinking their drink while they're preparing like 2,000 calorie meal.
Yeah.
They're just they're overeating, and it's not. I mean, for a sport that values lean body mass, it's not going to actually do you any favors. So there's a fine balance. There's no beautiful one answer for everybody. This is all nutrition in every sport.
Yeah, and you should like strive to finish a ride with not being totally hungry, right? Because if you have fueled properly throughout the ride, you get home and yeah, you're hungry, but you're not like, I need to eat everything in this kitchen right now.
You don't finish bonked so that you can eat 2 pizzas?
Exactly.
You're doing it wrong.
Yeah. But so that's a big part of it. So if you can take in more calories while you're riding, then you're not going to have to eat so much when you get home.
I had everybody over for Mother's Day this weekend, and while I was cooking the meal, I was starving because I skipped lunch, and there was a box of old-fashioned donuts on the counter, and I ate 2.5 old-fashioned donuts.
Basically a recovery drink.
I
Without the
got
water.
to dinner.
Yeah.
I got to dinner and I couldn't eat. I was so sick to my stomach because the empty stomach and then put that shit into your gut. It was. Yeah.
You're like, I'm not going to eat.
I guess
because-
I bring this up so people can listen and go, oh, well, I'm not that messed up.
Oh.
I'm not as screwed up as Pat is.
You do set the bar for most things.
Yeah, I'm not screwing around.
Yep.
And now we
Yeah.
know his dark side too.
Yeah. So you set the bar for darkness.
I'm not going to do
Bar you could trip over.
We're going to Fit Tips by Fit Sam. We have a listener question tonight, a true, honest listener question from Bike Sam. This is a quote. I'm currently struggling with a nagging perpetual glute medium. Glute medium.
Medius. Yeah.
Okay. Injury, pain on this person's right glute.
Medium.
Yes. I know last year when it would get tight, especially on hills. Okay, so this person has this injury and it get tight, especially on hills, would start to recruit their lower back muscles on climbs and sometimes would get terrible back pain while climbing. Okay, so butt muscles hurt, shifting positions, shifting to do something else to overcompensate. And the final question of this listener was, can a bike fit help this? Wow. Okay.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
I want
yeah,
these all day
yeah,
long.
Yeah.
Because it's a very specific problem and it has a very specific solution.
Okay.
So usually, without even knowing this person, I can make a broad sweeping, guess that they are right side dominant. If you're getting right glute med pain, it's more common that you're right side dominant because you list on the saddle, so you shift
over
to that
lean.
side. Yeah, because you're trying to make that saddle correct, right? So their seat's probably too high. They're then sitting off to that side, and they're over-stressing that glute med, IT band. That's all very intertwined. So, and then you put it under load, a lot of load when you're going up a hill, low cadence, and you have a recipe for low back pain. It's all, and I would guess just by my solution for this listener would just be to lower their saddle, and I'd probably start with any centimeter to 2 centimeters, quite a bit, right? And it's probably going to feel pretty low, and we can go from there. But without seeing them, say 1 to 2 centimeters, and maybe you need to bring the seat forward just a little bit as well, because that's going to open up the hips, which is your low back pain. Because being too compressed in the hips, tight hip flexors anchor to your low back. I know, specific.
Connected to the low back
back's
connected to the dick bone.
Butt
The dick
crack.
bone connect.
Come on.
Sorry, I
You
immediately
really
go
missed
dark.
a rhyme there.
But ass crack. I should have said ass crack.
Butt crack. Come on. It's a
Come
PG podcast.
Ass crack is better.
But yeah, great, honestly, send those in because
Yeah.
that's a very
And that's the
specific
whole
thing.
point
and
of these
that's the whole
segments
point.
is
I
to
can
bring
give
these
you
things
some
out. Yeah.
solutions to try to figure out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Patrick at Packfiller.com. You send directly to me. Please don't send anything about Egyptian princes. Last one tonight.
I forget.
Yeah, we're going style points tonight.
Should we call it swag points?
Whatever you want to call me.
So, I kind of asked you to jump into this one today. If anybody's been looking at the YouTube stream, when you have the camera on me, you can see our new kit is here. Olive green and a midnight blue scheme. And you were saying at the onset of the show that this is something that you would have fought for.
100%.
You'd have died on this hill.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm sure you have a direction you want to take the segment, but what was it about this kit? What you know? Yeah, I'll let you take it and run with it, and because I'm sure we're all going to have input.
Yeah, I mean, this version of green is one of my favorite colors, and I just think it looks really good. I think it looks really clean. I like that we don't have a lot of like sponsors covering up like the stomach and every single other.
I wish we had more sponsors.
Well, yes. If you would like to,
financially.
yes. If you would like to provide a sponsor, please do. But I just think it looks clean. I like that we switched from a predominantly black kit to a good amount of fun color. I think that it just looks better. I like the navy shorts. I think it just makes it a little bit different. It makes it stand out from everybody else wearing black shorts. Yeah, I don't know. I think green is really, really a cool color. And I like the stripe along the middle. That feels very classic to me.
Yeah. Retro in its sense. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What about the green leg band?
I like it. I think that what it does is it incorporates the top very well. And if for those of us that have not noticed yet, the Packfiller logo on the back of it is also green above the boot. And I think that's really good.
A poop shoot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, I mean, I would say
Nice.
that a skin suit is a work of art, right?
yeah.
But I don't know how I feel about the leg band color thing.
I think when leg bands first came out, I was like, "That's rad."
Yeah.
And there's part of me that's going maybe partially the other direction now, where I'm like, maybe solid bibs are like because I am partial to the right.
Yeah.
When looking at these two, but maybe it's because it doesn't have a crotch line. It doesn't have a crotch seam.
100%
Put
is
it
a
on.
cross seam.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
Did you order skin suit?
No,
No.
You what?
I didn't. But I didn't know it was gonna not have a crotch. I swear that doesn't have a crotch seam. Am I
What is
blind
with
right
the
now?
two of you, it's like I'm only getting a skin suit. I'm only getting a jersey and shorts. It's like
I never race anymore. I was like, am I gonna wear? I don't know. Like,
And here we are with buzzed legs.
Yeah.
look at that.
I know, look at that.
David shaved his legs,
Yeah.
and his wife isn't. Is she up to speed on this?
Yeah. She.
Did you tell her it's 9 watts?
10. Actually,
10
it's
watts?
12.
Actually, I told her it was
12
I
watts?
told her it was 15.
Okay.
Yeah. I
Wait,
had to make it. I
How
had to
much
sell
was it? I feel like it might have been 20.
I think
Yeah,
it was
you-
20.
I
was
think
what
it was
remember.
20.
Yeah,
I think it was
I remember.
180 watts.
Yeah.
Wow, it's better than a baby. Better than Dad Watts.
Yeah, that's better than Dad Watts.
Yeah. Anyways, back to it. I think that I think another thing that's really cool about it, and if anybody else has tried it on, it fit. We have new fit.
Mm-hmm.
It fits predominantly different from our last kit does. Something that is way newer is the length of our shorts. How do we all feel about very predominantly longer shorts?
Love.
Love.
Yep.
It's
you
right there.
above it, though, right? That's what you're talking about, is the one above the, chamois.
No, this is fat.
The brothers have gone off into the weeds.
Well, this is what we're talking about.
But they're talking about visual things, and
No,
98% of our listeners are sitting
think
there
they're
in their
longer?
cars or cubicles
The
somewhere
bibs,
going, what?
These are longer shorts. Mine go just above my kneecap.
Yeah. Mine's like 4 inches.
I only rode for 30 minutes with the wife today on it, and I couldn't quite tell where it was going to land because you always put them on and they move a little bit,
Yeah.
raise it lower. But I like a longer bib.
I do
I was
too.
hoping
Yeah.
it would be longer.
I'm really happy with that. And I also like the fact I tried on our speed suit today, and it forms very well to the skin.
Ooh.
I noticed that too, and at 61 and 12 pounds overweight, I did not like that part.
Oh, you cannot say I love
Welcome to my
No,
world,
it's
man.
Not, it is.
Walking around with my
Yeah. It's
arms crossed across my chest. I was so grateful, Jackson, that you took a picture for Instagram this weekend. At some point in time, I don't know why, you caught me where my arms were covering my gut, and I was just happy.
Well,
It was like,
yeah.
I look fairly fit there.
Well, I'm going to be crossing over the freaking crotch seam, so.
How many? Did you get 2 jerseys, 2 shorts? Yeah, that's
Oh my
fine.
God! And then Sam, you piece of shit. You said earlier, it's like going, next kit, we got to get this on it next year, and I'm like, oh, this is a 2-year purchase.
Yeah.
This is a 2-year
Yeah.
purchase. We're not ordering.
All I
this
have to do is
No.
all we need
We'll
is
just
those.
read
You
it.
remember
Unless we
those,
hit the
what are those
minimum.
iron
Change.
things that you put on?
iron things.
Yeah, you just like ironed it, pressed it on to those jerseys that I had. Like it had your like the Packfiller and the Arrivee Cycling.
the
and stuff
child
like that.
laborers are doing for all the Packfiller
Oh,
gear, that stuff.
the kids.
Yeah.
Yes.
We let them
The
go
kids.
home. That's why
I'm
we
the
can't
dream
hear 'em.
catcher.
Yeah.
What was it? The children?
No,
What was
no.
it for Chitty Bang Bang?
Yeah, he was a children catcher. It's-
Oh, okay.
Don't bring me back to that horror
I'm sorry.
flick.
I'm
It's
sorry.
terrible.
Jackson, we keep interrupting.
No, you're
We keep
okay.
robbing your spot.
I have also noticed that completely by accident, I have well, not completely by accident. This has been in my mind for years. My helmet, perfect.
Yeah.
My glasses now, perfect. I have just matched to this on purpose, and I'm about to get into it. I think that no matter what helmet you wear, I think that this kit will go with it. If you have an orange helmet, it will not go with it. But black, white, green, blue.
So people who can't see, we've got, as I said, it's a classic, almost what you would call an army green. Wouldn't you agree? With
Close to what the T-shirt you have.
yes, with a midnight blue, which I thought was black when I saw the kit come out. And so Jackson, if you and your helmet, as you were just saying, is almost spot on.
It's a little darker.
Where would you go accessorizing a kit like this?
Right. So, I mean, we have socks that match perfectly, and we have, well, I think shoes-wise, it's just going to stay white. I think everybody's going to just stay with that, except for Paul now, which it still works, though, because
I'm
it's
riding my
black.
Dark Knights right now.
But then I also think that helmet-wise, like I said, I think white, black, blue, green, any of that,
I do
pairs
recall
well.
a specific Waples brother saying black socks, black shoes, white socks, white shoes. And I'm looking at him right now.
Mm-hmm.
But what do you do when you've got
Green.
and blue.
a cool,
Those go with
stylish...
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, those go with either.
You're such a
They look
flip.
good on the black.
100%. No, I would die on a stake for that. That is, I defend that those could be worn with either color.
Really?
Yep.
It
Is
looked
it-
good with better than last year with my new black shoes.
I do think that too.
It
Yeah.
looks better.
A
than,
darker
than
color.
the black
Yep.
the older socks.
Okay.
All in all, I think we have done better than we did. Not to say that Panache did poorly with what we did earlier.
By the
I
way,
think
we
they did a really
we
good
should
job.
call credit. This is, I mean, we all paid full price. This is not a sponsorship deal. This is
But
from
if
a
it
company
wants
called
to be.
Panache. This is a
Which
company
is
called
why
Panache.
I will say the crotch seam needs to go.
I don't
I
want a
don't
crotch.
understand
Oh my
that.
God, you totally.
I'm going to send you
I
guys a
hope
picture of every single one of my chamois tonight. There is no crotch seams.
Yeah, I agree.
Don't send us pictures.
But I
of
think
your
we did
chamois.
really well.
Yes.
I think this looks
Yeah.
super good, and I think we did better than we did last time, and I think
Oh,
that's what we
it's-
should always
yep.
strive to do.
Yep.
The design
Very
is 12
sharp.
out of 10.
Yeah.
It's
Very
a what?
sharp.
12 out of 10.
12.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
really like college.
Yeah.
And I will say to the credit of the Panache people, this was based off of a stock kit they had. That they throw out constant new designs, and I saw this one and I went, holy shit, I like that. Can you design us a team kit based around this look? And this is what they came up with. So
Love it.
yeah. And it's so hard when you're buying cycling clothes because you got to meet minimums, you got to meet all this dollar amount and things like that, and it's horrible. Jax, my last thing is if you had a perfect pre and post outfit to wear based off of this kit, what would you recommend we all show up to the start and the finish of a race in?
I mean,
On
Don't
a
say
legit,
camo.
on a
Don't say-
legit
well,
buzz.
that'd be pretty sweet. if
On
we
a
all-
legit
then you couldn't find
budget.
us. We'd all be gone.
Surplus.
But I think t-shirt. I thought I
what
wrote
color?
down. Well, I don't know if color wise it necessarily matters. I would say that navy, because I feel like if we do green, it's like wow,
much.
they only wear green. I have a lot of green though, so I'll probably still wear green. But I think like a navy, even like just like a straight up gray or black is fine. I was gonna say a t-shirt because I think that the gross Cool Max, not to say that they're gross for people that wear them, but the Cool Max polos that people show up in before or after stuff is just like it's done a lot, and it kind of bums me out because it just does make you look a little bit like you've been eaten alive by said piece of clothing. And so I think, nicely fitted t-shirt, you look fine. You're not, it's a bike race, we're stepping on top of wooden boxes
Yeah.
to celebrate.
How do you do a podium shirt? You know, how
Yeah.
many logos does it have? Does it, you know, is it? I mean, that's
For this
something
level, I
about.
think that we would have just team name.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Arrivee, chest, and then you could do like Packfiller presented by, and then you could maybe do like a couple down the back or something.
Yeah.
Because when it gets too busy, that's when it looks dorky.
Yep.
I'm just saying. You know, I know somebody who can make T-shirts
Oh.
Those
with
kids
his
out back, huh?
iron thing.
And children, small children.
Yes.
Children, you got out
Yes.
back.
Yes. Work
Kid
faster.
squad.
You notice they're quieter now.
Yeah.
It's because we let the dogs out.
Who did?
Oh,
My wife.
I got it.
He laughed first, too.
You laugh first too.
Idiot.
That's
Never laugh first, I've learned.
but then again, if you laugh like 30 seconds later, you're just like a weirdo who didn't clue in.
That's
for
why
so
you
long.
wait
Like,
5 to 7 business days. Nobody will see you laugh.
just like
You never laugh. You become the worst friend.
Just like calling back after a date.
Yeah. Well,
Wait 5
If we
to
go
7
back to the
days.
tape, there was a pause, and I felt
was a
bad
pause.
for Sam because I got it. I was
Yeah.
waiting for, so I was trying to help him out.
okay,
It was
okay.
I got what he
Okay.
was doing.
Thank you.
I saw that.
You guys ready for the final K? The final K. And it's going to be a quick one. First and foremost, thank you guys for being here tonight. I love having a full cast. I love a full show. It's new kit day. Yes! The final question for tonight is, if you were Jonas Vingegaard, what would your plan for July be? Short response, starting with David.
Win.
Good night, everyone.
Win.
It would have to be, depending on if you're not 100%, don't go.
Don't go. Okay. Sam Waples.
Yeah, go. You know, even if you're racing yourself into fitness, because the Grand Tour, like, if you're at least healthy enough to start, do it, and then you can maybe win the Vuelta if you're not there.
There we go. Jackson Bolger.
go and ride. Know that you won't beat Tadej and use it for the Vuelta.
Nice.
My God, I don't even have an own response to my own question. My only response would be stage win, keep your chin up, and try and see what you can do. Bring something back to the team because the team needs it.
Yeah.
There we go. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We will catch everybody next week. 3, 2,